a vital perspective to our discussion on shaping the future of AI. Responsibility. And I'm honored to introduce Dorothy, my dear Dorothy, dear friend. Dorothy is a Women Techmakers ambassador and a Zindi country ambassador from Kenya. And she will be speaking to us on the critical topic of responsible AI. As AI continues its rapid transformation across industries, Dorothy will be sharing her insights on how we can ensure that this powerful technology is developed and used in a way that is ethical, inclusive, and truly sustainable. Your perspective as a leader in the tech community in Kenya will be invaluable as we consider the global impact of AI. Please give a warm welcome to Dorothy. So, Dorothy, I stop sharing. You are welcome. Please share your screen.
So, Anna, thank you so much for this opportunity. And before I share my screen, I just tell you a short story of actually just a short story. So, imagine a software engineering company X that decided to integrate an AI-powered code review assistant to help their developers catch bugs, improve efficiency, and ensure best coding practices. So the AI was to train on millions of open source repositories and quickly became a crucial tool for developers. So at first, everything seemed great, but the AI could identify some security vulnerabilities, suggest better code structures, and even optimize performance. So these developers loved how much time it saved them and some of the problems that they were able to solve using the AI. So this AI was able to or is able to often flagged code written by junior developers as poor quality, even when it was correct. So the worst part about it, the AI couldn't explain why it was making this decision. So the team came up with an investigation of software engineers dug deeper and found several critical issues. So the training data was biased towards senior developers from large tech companies, making it unfair. So, and the impact was that the moral among junior developers dropped, and some even left the company feeling undervalued and unfairly judged by an AI. So the solution was to responsible AI to step in. So I'm just going to share my screen. And I'm just going to share my screen so that we see how the responsible AI can we can make it responsible for our software developers or software engineers. So let me share my screen.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes, so I hope you can see my screen. So in my table of content, we have what is responsible AI. So these are the things that I'm going to talk about. What is responsible AI? Why responsible AI matters? Some of the key principles, which some of the speakers have already explained more about them, and implementing responsible AI to our systems, and some of the challenges, and we have also the conclusion. So, what is responsible AI? So, responsible AI, it is artificial intelligence which is set. It is a set of principles that help guide the design, development, deployment, use of AI, building trust in AI solutions that have the potential to empower organizations and their stakeholders. Just the same way in my story that I started earlier. Actually, that is what responsible AI is all about. It is just a set of principles that help guide the design, development, deployment, and use of AI, building trust in AI solutions. So, in my next slide, we have why is this responsible AI matters. Yes, so in my point one, we have bias and discrimination. So we find AI system trained on biased data can perpetuate existing societal inequalities and discrimination. In point two, we have privacy and security. The collection and use of personal data by AI systems raise significant concerns about privacy and data security. Yeah, so I think that one is it is a self-explanatory, and you are able to understand it. Yeah. So in number three, we have job displacement. Yeah, so the automation of tasks by AI system could lead to job displacement and economic inequality. So yeah, so at some point, yes, it can lead to some job displacement, but in some it doesn't lead to job displacement. So we have when we say job displacement, we had some previous jobs like I can't say the HR, but kind of data entry using Excel. So currently I think AI can do them, but actually it has not displaced some of the jobs. Yeah, for and I think, or in my side of software engineering, they say that it like this job displacement, but not really. It's because it can only displace it when you don't know how to use AI or how to integrate AI into your systems. That is when it can make some of our developers to lose their jobs. But if you really know how to use AI, it really can't displace your job. Yeah. And in number four, we have lack of transparency. So complex AI systems can be opaque, making it difficult to understand how they reach their conclusions. Yes, so that one is self-explanatory, and I hope you understand that part. Yeah. So we also have key principles of AI, which we normally have transparency, fairness, accountability, security, positive impact, and human-centered, and also privacy. Yeah. So I think some of our speakers have already talked about this, but just to explain like some, or to get you to understand, maybe for those who didn't were able to join the session. So in transparency, I think this one I will tackle in terms of the software engineering, or in our AI systems. I will say that our systems, or the companies using AI, should just be transparent. They should have that openness. Yeah, maybe to the developers, to junior developers, yeah, or to their systems. Yeah, and in fairness, so this one in terms of hiring. Yeah, so it seems like there's a kind of biasness. You find that currently some companies use AI to hire, maybe if it is software developers, or to hire their staffs. But you find that they mostly go for to hire males, and remember, it's not fair. Like it's kind of biasness. So to make it fair, that is why we have some of the principle of the responsible AI. Yeah, it should be just responsible for everyone. Yeah, it should be like this AI should just be fair, like to everyone. We have to consider, because you find that some companies, I'll say some, but not all of them. I'll say just some, because you find that they are not hiring the right people. They are like, AI, we can't trust AI 100%, but we again have to hire in terms of their qualifications. Yeah. So I'll discourage that. We should not be using AI for hiring the staffs or our employees. Yeah. So in the accountability part, I think the last, not the last, because I wasn't in the in the call at some point. So the accountability, and also we have the security, whereby we should like our the users should consider like the some of the private informations or the data that they're asking the AI. They're not supposed to be asking the AI their personal information, like or or currently, if you ask AI, if you go to ChatGPT and ask, like, can you tell me my date of birth and all that, and like some personal information, AI won't be able to tell you some of the private information. So we should also consider that we are not supposed to expose our personal information to AI, to the AI. Yeah. And yeah, security and privacy, I think it's kind of the same. uh Kind of the same. Yeah. So I'll just combine the two so that yeah. So in our next slide, how can we protect privacy and data rights? So I think this one also talks about still under some of the principles. So I'll just go through them. So we have data minimization, like only collect data that is strictly necessary for the AI system purposes. And also we have, in number two, we have data and anonymization, remove or mask identifying information from data to protect individuals' privacy. In number three, we have data access control, implement robust access control measures to limit access to sensitive data to authorized personnel. Yeah, so this is now the privacy under responsible AI. Yeah, we like protecting our privacy. Yeah. And in number and in my next slide, we have maintaining transparency and accountability. This one is still under responsible AI. So in number one, we have explainable AI. So we have to develop AI models that are easily explainable, allowing users to understand how decisions are made. So not only users and also the developers. Since I'm a software developer, so we have to develop AIs that can be understandable to everyone, like to anyone using that AI. Yeah, and then number two, we have auditable algorithm. Design AI systems that are auditable, allowing for independent verification of their fairness and ethical implications. And also in number three, we have human oversight. Ensure that AI systems are subject to human oversight, allowing for intervention in cases of ethical concerns. Yeah, so Anna talked about ethical AI, and I hope when you are in the call, you are able to understand some of the what is ethical AI, and how are we able like to use them in an ethical way, yeah, or in an healthy way. Yeah. In number in my next slide, we have addressing societal impact. Like, how can we ensure that we educate our society in terms of responsible AI? So we have social equity. Ensure that AI systems do not exacerbate existing social inequalities and promote equity and inclusion. Also have number two, that is environmental sustainability. So you have to develop AI systems that are environmentally sustainable and minimize their carbon footprint. Number three, we have global collaboration. where we have to promote international collaboration and dialogue to develop and deploy AI responsibly on a global scale. And then we have public engagement, foster public engagement and dialogue about the ethical implications of AI, empowering citizens to participate in shaping its vision. Yeah, so in this public engagement, so last month I attended, that is last month, that was February, I attended, sorry about the noise, I attended a certain training at Microsoft, and we were able to be trained on some of the responsible AI, and how we are also able to train others on responsible AI. So I was able to get a lot from that training, and it was so good, mostly for educating maybe your community or any other person who is interested in AI. Yeah, and we have the path forward, that is by implementing responsible AI. So, how are we going to make sure that we've implemented it? So, in my point one, we have establishing ethical guidelines. So, just make sure you develop clear ethical guidelines for AI development and deployment that align with societal values. We have number two, where we have build robust governance frameworks, implement strong governance frameworks to oversee the development and use of AI, ensuring accountability and compliance with the ethical principles. And in number three, we have promote education and training. So we have to educate and train developers, researchers, policymakers, and the general public on responsible AI principles and best practices. That's the same I told you that I attended a certain Microsoft training at Microsoft Office Nairobi, and we are able to be trained as software engineers and software developers. In number four, we have foster public dialogue and collaboration, ensure ongoing dialogue and collaboration among stakeholders to address ethical challenges and ensure that AI benefits all your society. Yeah. So also we have challenges in implementing responsible AI. So number one, we have bias in AI algorithms. So AI models trained on bias historical data can reinforce existing equalities. Yeah, I wish I could have given the example on that. And in number two, we have lack of explainability and transparency. Many AI systems operate as black boxes, making it difficult to explain decisions or correct errors. And we also have AI and privacy violations, where we have AI-driven surveillance and data collection can lead to ethical and legal concerns regarding user privacy. Also have the deep fakes and misinformation. AI generated information can manipulate public opinion and threaten democracy. Yeah. And in my conclusion, I know there's not a lot of noise on my end, but I'm so sorry, background noise. I'm so sorry about that. So sorry about that, Anna. In conclusion, we have AI should serve humanity, not harm it. Also, we have ethical principles like fairness, transparency, and accountability must guide AI development. Challenges remain, that is in bracket, we have bias, privacy, misinformation, regulation, but responsible AI is possible with the right frameworks. Collaboration is key. Let's collaborate with the government, businesses, and also researchers. We must like to collaborate to ensure AI benefits all. We also have the future of AI, that is ethical, inclusive, and human-centered information. And thank you very much, Anna. I know it's a short presentation. I wish I could also turn on my video, but I'm so sorry about that. Think